Family, what's
What's
up?
going
Yo!
on?
What's
How y'all
good?
doing?
Hey, chillin'. How are you?
Oh shit, is my network bad? Oh,
No, we can hear you. Oh wait, you're a little frozen. Don't worry. Let's cross our fingers.
Mm, it's giving us the circle.
Definitely giving the circle. We gotta make sure it still screen records.
I had to go upstairs. I'm so sorry. I had to
That's
go
okay.
upstairs. I had to
Yo, it's
go
all good. It's all good.
upstairs. I'm so sorry about that. Are y'all good? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ!
Yeah,
Now this is booty. This is like really. Can y'all hear me? Am I good?
we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, y'all are good. Y'all are
All
good.
right,
How are
cool,
you guys?
cool. We're doing good,
Chilling.
man. Good to see you again. We talked briefly
I'm
a
more
few days
grateful.
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me make sure this close here. I don't want anybody disturbing us. Let's just get to it. How are you guys? Do I see you drinking your water? I'm happy. See you smiling, sister. I see you. Everybody's
Gotta
good. Everybody's
hydrate.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So for
To introduce
everybody.
myself, my name is Fortune Polite from South Africa, all the way in Johannesburg. I'm an alternative musician. I do a lot more than actually producing, mixing, mastering, engineering, and also writing my music. I
Hell
also
yeah.
shoot most of my friends' music videos too, and I write most of the content that they create just to make sure we get that extravaganza side too. How are you guys? And please introduce yourselves too.
All right. Oh my, this is so cool.
I love
Okay.
your energy.
Yeah, super great. We're Sight After Dark. We're from Brooklyn, New York. I'm Sifa Graffiti,
I'm
and
Dan Berg.
yeah, that's how it goes.
Yes, sir. That's
And
beautiful.
we make
Like
shit
that's like
happen.
of course, y'all do. I've seen your shit. Your shit is like epic crazy. Like I've been watching your shit. So like for now, I think it's been a week or so. I've been watching your shit crazy. Like most of the interviews y'all got or y'all do, I just be on. I remember the last one I actually watched before the Latino guy was the Chinese lady. I actually mentioned it to you one time.
Yeah.
Actually, that was cool. How you actually branch out for video ideas and how you really go all non PG and shit. Y'all are just dope, like crazy.
Thanks
Yeah,
so much.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was fun. Well, we know her. We met her, in the New York, like the music scene and everything. And she's a videographer, so we were just like, yo, like, we'll do something. I don't know what the fuck it's gonna be,
Right.
but we'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got the camera, we
So
got the
like,
song. That's
Exactly.
it.
So you shoot your own
so like,
videos. What, like, how do you do that? Like, what, like,
I got a camera. I use a Canon. So like
Hmm.
we got this like little brand that we use. So like I think it's much more easier when I use my self equipment because I don't have to use so many people's other extra equipment. But I have
Right.
to have a tripod with that always when I shoot my music videos. And one thing I use to edit my music videos for all my friends' music videos is a Filmora Wondershare. I cannot use Adobe. I struggle. I fail with Adobe even if I did try major. So I used to get laughed at for that. I was like, I have to find an alternative. It's like people who use Fruity Loops or Logic Pro or what's this other one? Ableton. So I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
nah,
yeah.
I'm Fruity Loops all the way. I can kill you anything with Fruity Loops.
That was the
But
first
Logic
software
Pro,
I ever had. That was the first recording software, the FL Studio. I love that shit. It's
you
so
see
easy to
that one?
use. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So like when your guys like did y'all ever work on the video that you were trying to organize with the lady or was it like just ideas you were pitching to her and stuff?
just ideas? I don't think we're gonna do anything this year, right? Like,
Maybe next month. I'm about
yeah,
to be away for like 2 weeks, so it's not gonna happen
this month.
super
No.
soon.
Right, yeah, but it's most likely if we can get a nice December day. I'm looking forward for a nice soft snow day to film something. So hopefully we can get that and hook up with
You
her.
know, in my country, I cry for snow. It's so sad that it only comes once in a year. It's only once and it's by luck. And you find people playing all over. It's like, damn. In America, you probably get that shit the whole damn month. Like Jesus Christ, why not?
It
Like I
depends. It
know that
depends where
like
you're
yeah.
at. I didn't see snow till I was 23.
What for real?
Yeah, because I grew up in Florida, so it doesn't fucking snow there ever. Ever.
Yo, quick. I want to ask you a question. Is it true that the Florida man exists? Does that nigga really exist?
You looking
For
at
real?
him. You're looking at him. That's me right here. No,
Madam?
crazy shit. So here's the thing. I read about this. So crazy shit does go down there, but the thing is, the laws that they have is you don't need to get permission to report anything. So crazy shit goes on all over the
Mm.
place, but you hear about the Florida stuff because legally you can just put out fucking whatever. and there's no check on it. So, you know what I'm saying?
So it's like the
So I
stories
wanna
aren't controlled, like how it would be controlled stories coming out of New York. Like, yeah.
Wait, is it like some sort of like a conspiracy theory type of thing that runs around, but then people don't know if they should believe it or not type of thing? From hearing what you're saying, my
I don't
sister.
even know.
No. Okay, but let's just compare states. Like New York. Okay, New York is like your financial capital, right? So you're gonna let certain stories leak out of New York. You won't let a whole bunch of different stories come out of New York. The legislative people won't. The red tape won't, because we got to make money here. Like, you know what I mean? And people got to invest in this state here. So you can't just tell all the stories and stuff like that. But people probably see Florida. It's like the Sunshine State. They're going to hang out. They're going to have a good time. They're going to party. So yeah, all the like party stories and all the like wild stories will probably come out of there.
They're all about the publicity, because they just want people to come, because it's all about tourism there.
Yeah.
Oh, so like quickly, I want to just jump into something. I've realized that your logo or your let me say your art behind side of like. Tell me about it. That's so beautiful. It's so astro projected. It's crazy. Like wow. It's authentic. Tell me about it.
We thought about the name. It's always kind of like a joint thing, and we kind of just see the same thing at the same time. So I'm like, Sight After Dark. I'm like, I don't know. Well, I'm seeing something where, of course, it's dark, and something's just like shockingly like, hitting you with like light. So I was like, I see like a person, right, walking up to a door, opening the door, and then just a whole bunch of like light coming out. So I think we just stayed on that, and then we brainstormed until like we actually found that.
Well, the thing that was crazy is we came up with the idea, and then we went to 2-3 graphic designers.
Yeah,
we went through 2 or 3 graphic designers, and we just couldn't get it right. So then eventually Sifa was like, I'm just gonna draw it.
Yeah.
So she drew this.
Oh shit! She killed it, because like when I used it, I was like, wow, nobody else can really be that graphical with shit. Like you really added color to the level of life. Like you branched it out. I think if God chose you to create a rainbow, extra colors would be made that people wouldn't pronounce. Well, that shit has to come up. That's some bro shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yo, my brother. Whoa, hold on, sister. Hold on. You know, that's the one thing I love about you, brother. Always you got water whenever you got the live on. Like I always catch you got a bottle of water. Always. Tell me about that. I want to know about that.
I drink a lot of coffee, right? So if I don't drink water, I'm gonna be fucking dead inside. I'm gonna dehydrate myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be all dried out and shit. My face, I'm gonna look like I'm 80 years old.
Man. Hey man, you snatching all the ladies. Don't be talking like that. But let me respect you on that one, man. Come on. So I want to know, on the musical sense, like what is your sound and what have you really established with your sound too?
Man, I'm just gonna leave us in the alternative category. We were rejected. We got rejected from a playlist the other day because the lady was like, "This is not R&B," and I was like, "No, it's not though." Like, no, I mean, I grew up pretty much R&B, rock and roll, rap, contemporary music, but like, I don't think I sing R&B. It can get. I'm gonna put it in alternative, right? I just have to put it in there.
We sound like Sight After Dark.
Dang.
Right.
So, okay, I want to know, do you think that they should create more playlists based on alternative without having side subgenres about it?
Like on like Spotify or like whatever?
Yeah, because I feel like they lack on the alternative side because it's not concentrated genre to say, from my perspective, Let me not shift it. But like, I feel like when it comes to the alternative sound, they always try to focus if it's R&B, hip hop, or contemporary or this. But like, I feel like they should. Do you guys think they should create a playlist where it's just alternative without any subgenres on it?
I think there's a few things with that. I think that there are people that are doing that, but there's so many playlists and there's just so much out there that it gets harder to find, first of all. And then the second thing is like just a matter of, I guess, the logistics of it. Because like if you say alternative, I mean, that could be literally anything that you want. So I guess, so it's really hard to say. Like, I guess it really just goes down to like the specific person and like what their kind of vibe is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I kind of like your word here, subgenre. Like, I think we should start making subgenre a type of music, and you can go subgenre rock, right? So you can be like, all right, subgenre rock. All right, so I'm gonna get my rock and roll mixed in with something. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's probably gonna be mixed with jazz. It's probably gonna be mixed with. You're gonna be that rock and roller that likes to listen to that kind of rock and roll. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or if they have subgenre. Anything else, I don't know, subgenre reggae. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay,
right.
well, I might get some like real hardcore electric guitars in my reggae. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that sounds like something interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Subgenre.
Wait, I want to ask you a question because you keep asking us questions. I want to hear your how did you? Well, you're saying you're producing, you're making the song, you're doing the videos. First of all, what was your first passion for that, and then how did you get into it?
Can I tell you something crazy? I started making music when I was in 7th grade, but I never had equipment for shit. It was so sad to a point where I would there was the Samsung J700. I would record myself rapping to beats that I had stole from YouTube so much. To a point where I remember when I started creating music for myself was because of rejection. If it was not for rejection, I wouldn't be independent with what I do and being able to teach myself a lot. Because I feel like when you get let down so many times, you end up saying, you know what, God ain't there too, so shit, I'm gonna be my own person. You know? So I just went too hard with myself. I decided that I had to really step forth for who I am rather than what they expect from me. And how it came up with the passion for it was consistency, because I knew that the only way I could really step out of my comfort zone is to really let people know who I am for what I do. Because at home too, they were you know, when your parents are raised under because here in South Africa we had a regime that came out as apartheid. As much as in America there was the whole if I'm not mistaken, before Martin Luther King, before the 4th of July whole situation.
Segregation.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sister. So so in my country, my parents were raised under a situation where they had to go to school, get their paperwork, then get a job, save up for pension, fuck off and die, and then be happy. So when you follow your passion, it was like, what are you doing? That's not going to get you too far. So I had to really stick to what I had needed and what I felt. And growing up to an age where everything started shifting from self-sufficiency, it became easy to really fall in love with what you did more and really push harder with it. So that's the one thing that really kept me going. Because if I had a choice to listen to what the world taught me or what the world wanted to tell me, I wouldn't be who I am right now. For me to be so interactive, look at how amazing you guys are, to the point where you're so bubbly, you're fun, you're making everything real for me to really understand that I am not alone in this world to really interact. Because if I was not well enough with what I was showing or pitching to you guys, you would have just said, okay, just another person. But knowing that my work ethic shows for it, and I'm willing to really let you guys know that I am who I am, it allowed you guys to really say, okay, let's see what we're really branching out for. And really stating, look at how the new age has really shifted. Sorry that I'm branching off from your question, brother, but look at how it has shifted the connection so deep that you guys are in New York, I'm in South Africa. I'm 8 hours ahead of you, probably 6 if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that.
And look at what the connection has created. This is beyond extravagant. Now, who would say that my audience wouldn't come to your side as much as your audience wouldn't come to my side? You know what I mean? And the worst part is this. So that really created this the start in me to still say, you know what, regardless of what happens, I had to go hard for my music and really fall in love with what I do rather than thinking that I should love what I do. Because if I had to think about loving it, damn, I'd still be working a 9 to 5.
Right.
So it's be crazy. But no, don't get me wrong. It's important to, for me, I feel listen, it's important to always have something to back everything that you do. Not in a way of failure, but in a way to really balance out the fact that you can get it regardless. You never want to be an artist who's broke, who's really, because let me tell you something, I'm happy that my music pays me well, more than anything. And thanks, can I give a shout out? I've got my brother from Pittsburgh, Shala Damar. He actually always, he sends me Like for how good my music is, he'd be like, "That's $20 just for the fuck of it." You know what I mean? Just like it's
Yeah.
because my music is speaking and the passion is louder more than just me trying to look like I want to be good for it. So that's like the one thing. And shout out to you guys for really branching out to really let other people know who you are and really letting other artists engage with you. Because how many people are doing that like constantly? People are sleeping these days just thinking, "I want to be famous, I want to be big," but
Yeah,
you ain't really
yeah.
letting people see who you are.
Well,
Yeah, so
that should never be the end goal. I mean, the
Right.
thing is, like, if you don't love, like, well, for any kind of art, but we're gonna talk about music because we're all musicians, obviously. Like,
yeah, for real.
if you don't really love the music, if you're just doing the music to get to a certain point, then first of all, you're gonna end up being disappointed because you're not gonna get there, right? And
Yeah,
then also, it's inauthentic energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you gotta spend your time doing as much as you possibly can for the shit that you really care about, because life is short. You don't know how much time you're gonna be able to spend doing this and that. So if you're just doing this because, oh, well, I want to be famous, yeah, I guess I'll do music, then
Yeah.
it's probably not the right thing for you to be doing.
Yeah, you know what's funny? There's so many artists that like have come and gone, and that like some of them I'm like, man, I really couldn't stand that artist. Like, oh, that artist used to annoy me. But when you watch that artist be interviewed and stuff, they'll say, oh, you know, I wasn't being my authentic self. That wasn't the kind of music that I liked. I couldn't even write, and you're like, that's why I didn't like you. Like, whoa.
And that brings me up a point of something that you said about how you were saying basically like the rejection in the way pushed you to the path to kind of find yourself more. And I think that's super important because like if let's say you hadn't had that initial rejection and I don't know, some like record label or whatever is just like, yeah, come here, and then they try to influence you to do this or they try to influence you to do that, then you're gonna be in the point where you're not living your authentic self, and it's not even really your fault in a way. It's like you're trying to, but then they're pushing you in a corner. Oh, well, if you don't do this, then we're not gonna do this for you, blah, 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 blah. And you're not able to really express yourself fully the way that you would want to.
it's for real because like to think about it, listen to this, right? A lot of people it's like people who depend on management to make sure that they make it. Not realizing that nowadays the digital age is the best thing to have in your life because you are the person who manages your own. Because don't get me wrong. People, regardless, I'm proud of you guys that you are a team more than anything. People need teams to really get to where they need to be because if you really want to say that you're an artist, you must treat yourself like an artist enough to not really be the person who says, I am only doing it by myself, to only be with myself. At the end of the day, you will need to branch out with other people so that you get to a certain level.
Right.
And to think about it, like people have this whole idea that if I make it, I will make it alone with nobody, with no assistance. And it's like, nah, that's like a fantasy for live, my nigga. You have to really stand for to see beyond that because now, if you have, like, you guys probably, listen, one controls the art, one is probably producing the music, one is probably looking for gigs, one is probably managing the advertisements. You know what I mean? That is beautiful because now you're working as a team. But if that's not the case and you're trying to say, I will do that one man, how many DMs you gonna have to attend to, my nigga? Like, come on, you know what I mean?
It's a lot of work. That's a lot.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
So like, okay, I wanna by the way, before this whole thing also goes out, I want us to play a game at the end, which is very important. I once pulled out a game, I saw you guys did something, and I was like, oh, so they did Top of very well. Okay, cool. But let's not get there yet. So I wanna know, when it comes to actually branching out to different artists, what is the one thing you look out when you communicate with them?
We were going.
I don't even know.
We started out with artists that we knew from the open mic syndicate circuit or whatever.
Yeah.
And you know, we didn't know them necessarily personally, but we saw them every week there at the show, and we knew that they dug us and we dug them, you know, and we would probably talk and chill sometimes after. And we just started from there, like, oh, well, who could we bring? Let's bring people from this open mic series. So it's definitely, right? Like,
Yeah. And then again, so I want to say a huge shout out to you for being our first international guest.
Yes.
And like I was telling you this,
sir.
whatever the fuck day, Thursday, I think, when we were talking for a second, I was saying just like, the fact that you being in South Africa reached out to us is so humbling to us.
Yeah.
To think that like what we're doing, like somebody all the way over on the other side, like way far from us, is just like you can see what we do and kind of connect with it. Like that means so much to us. Because
Now it means a
sometimes,
lot to me.
because you probably know about this. Sometimes you're putting shit out, all the time, and sometimes it can feel like you're just putting it out into the void of the internet. You know what I mean? And you're like, is anyone really watching?
Right.
Is anyone really connected to this or whatever? So we're just doing this regardless because it's what we want to do.
Right.
So then for, like I said, somebody 7 time zones away to hit us up because you saw what we were doing, like that means so much to us. So shout out to you. Big shout out to you.
Definitely.
And it's a blessing more than you actually believe right now, because don't forget, having to really create a relationship more than just work ethical levels helps me to also understand probably a different culture that is set or tradition that is put out, internationally, more than y'all can also maybe understand from my side. It really allows me to also become more influenced naturally positively to never negative, because it makes me also become more absorbent of the things that I want to know and also the things I want to also learn. So it's very beautiful, and I'm really grateful for this opportunity more than anything. I won't even lie. So, okay, I want to know one thing then. If you guys had a choice to make a movie, what would you title the first movie?
Oh, shit. I don't... Wow. Damn, what would the movie be about? Would it be like our story, how we came up? I don't know. Film After Dark? I don't know.
Exactly.
Wow, that's dope. That's dope.
I feel like anything after dark sounds cool.
Yeah, definitely sounds cool.
Like, you could be like Meal After Dark.
Yeah.
It would sound cool. I don't know.
I like any movie that's set in New York. So, that's what we probably
okay, like, New York is more of a city with it's more with buildings than, just to know on my side, just also learn something. Is it more with buildings than it has with the nature side, or is it also like divided and stuff?
Nah, it's all. I mean, there's a reason they call it the concrete jungle. I mean, you come here, like, once you get into the city, unless you're in like Staten Island or some shit, it's like you're not, like, you gotta go look for a tree. you know what I'm saying?
I mean, there are trees on the street, but it's like you don't even pay attention to them. You know what I mean? It's like that's where dogs pee. That that's where dogs pee. It's not where. That's not nature.
Okay,
so this is,
let's get into some spiritual. I want to get into something spiritual. Do you guys meditate? Because I realized like you are more so on an outer, like y'all are just spacious enough. You just give this vibe where you guys really have your mantras, you burn your incense, you really talk everything into existence. Make me understand, are you guys into spirituality? Yeah, do you meditate? Just get me into it.
That's funny. I do meditate and I do have a mantra, which I'll never tell anyone in my life.
No.
It's okay. You shouldn't, my brother. You shouldn't.
No.
Yeah.
But it's funny that you say that, like, because I've actually been slacking on the meditate. Like, I need to meditate more. Like, I used to meditate at least 5-10 minutes every day. But, like, lately I really haven't been. So, thanks for reminding me.
It's okay. Take your time.
Yeah.
I'm into prayer, chit-chatting with the man upstairs as I walk
all
the time. Yes. I like hearing about the angels. I love stuff like that.
Do you know?
That's beautiful.
Do you know Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Say it again.
Do you know the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah, I think I do. I think I don't. I'm not sure. Like, it sounds familiar though.
So their bass player is very spiritual. He had a quote about this that I read in a book once and I think about all the time. He said, prayer is talking to God and meditating is listening.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh.
I think, right now, can I tell you something about the world that we live in? From my belief and also my perspective of seeing things, I think that we've shaped the world with so much abstract thinking that we don't even give time to really acknowledge more so for what we can balance with both prayer and meditation. So much that we have, even though, listen, to me, religion and spirituality are two beautiful aspects, but just that now they just only made them a warfare so much that we have to really say one is better than the other. And no, they both really balance out the way we actually exist till this day. As you say, prayer is talking, meditation is also listening, you know what I mean? Because when you do pray, you really, to me, prayer is based on manifestation and affirmations, and also really allowing yourself to really give him your worry, so that he's allowing you to really receive his strength, right?
Yeah.
Meditation allows you to really be the one to let as you say, you listen. You let all the thoughts run, both negative and positive and nasty, doesn't matter. But you let everything run so that you clarify everything so that by the end of maybe whatever meditational teaching you have with yourself, you're able to flow free with your own introspections, even
Right.
if they might not go that way, however. But
Right.
then the way we've shaped everything, it's like it's gotta be so hard for us and it's gotta be so strongly agendaed by this belief or that ideal agenda pushed or whatnot. And damn, we live in a world where we all vessels of strength, but we all just be, crazy with it.
Real crazy. Yeah, that's where you get into the control aspect. I think everybody knows that in terms of like religion, how you can control people and stuff like that through those ways. But like the laws of life have never changed. Like just
Facts.
as you know what I'm saying, just as sure as the sun is up and it goes down, like law, it's like mankind who likes to
I got a question.
change those laws.
Yeah, yeah. So, can I ask a quick question? Like hearing what you say. If the sun had to die for 3 days, just no sun, how do you think you would cope? I want to know about this.
I think I'd be fine. I'm a night person anyway.
I
I bet I would get more shit. I get shit done during the nighttime, bro. I would get more shit done.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I would be worried about me. I would be worried about what's going on around me.
Yeah, I'd be worried
like,
about people trying to like murder me and shit.
Yeah, or people just going berserk because people get depressed. Like my mom doesn't like 3 consecutive rainy days. She gets down. Like you know what I mean. Some people weather things like that really mean something. So some people probably would go a little loopy. Yeah. So I'd be worried about those people. Wow. But I think I'd be great.
Well, there's some places in
like,
fucking, like Iceland and fucking Alaska and shit and wherever up in like way up north, they'll have like 23 hours of fucking sunlight a day in the summer, and then in the winter they'll have like 23 hours of nighttime. Yeah. I'm like, if they could do that, I would survive. I don't know how well I would survive, but
right, they have a lot of suicide up there.
That's crazy. I feel like on my side, honestly, I think I would do 2 days without sun, but the third day, I think if my balance is not there, because I won't lie to you, just like you, my brother, probably I haven't meditated for the past 3 or 4 days or so, haven't spoke to my inner self, haven't spoke to my higher self too, sister. And it's crazy that if I had to really live without the sun for about 2 days extra, I like live with 2 days, I'll be cool. But the third day, I would be a zombie. I would really eat people alive. No cap.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But I just realized something though. Like we're talking about meditating. So I haven't sat down in a while. Just be like, I'm going to meditate right now. But I've realized like when I'm doing music and shit, I mean that is meditating. Yeah. Because during that time, like if I'm working on a beat or I'm playing guitar, like that's all, my brain is right there. There's no other thoughts. If there's other thoughts come in, I'm like, no, get out of here. This is what's happening right now. So it's just like another form of it, I feel like.
Yeah. I heard like a good way to meditate too is to read one thing about history, one thing about wisdom, and one thing about like a good philosophy, like a gospel type of philosophy or something like that. If you read that like daily, then it like makes you like think right.
That's interesting.
Like,
That's so amazing. So I want to know, is it that when you read about history, does it give you the perspective of understanding what you might learn from what the past has made people really get into and really get out of?
Yeah.
Or is it just like?
Yeah, and it can be.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And anything on history, like I just realized that I love Teddy Roosevelt. Like, what an amazing guy. Like, you know what I mean? What a strong, amazing guy.
Sorry about that. It's okay.
We dropped the phone.
It's okay. Let's keep we rolling. This is a movie. This is an experience. Let's get this popping.
That's
Don't
right.
worry.
Only halfway through. But yeah, there's one. I mean, and I'm not talking like chapters, books, or anything. Just pull up something and just read one historical fact or whatever, just like to make you change your perception or awaken your perception. Hone your perception more. That, and then just something with wisdom, like something, I don't know, that a wise man said, like a proverb or what are the other ones?
Psalm.
Yeah, it's that too, but it's something else. It's not. Confucius says something. Is it a Confucius proverb too? Like, I don't know. Like, we have the Chinese philosophers and stuff.
Whatever the term is,
whatever the term is, like one of those, and then something about like just like life. Read something about life, like
The history thing I think is very interesting because I feel like reading history gives you a better idea of how people are gonna act in the present. Because, you know what I mean? Because it's kind of like we were saying, the laws of life are always the same.
Right.
So even 2,000 years ago, everyone's just trying to provide for their family. They need to eat, they need to sleep, they need to do all this shit. So you read history like, oh, well, in this situation, these people reacted in this way. Well, if that same situation was to happen today, people are going to react a similar way because they don't know. Like, if I'm sitting here now, I'm not thinking, oh, well, 2,000 years ago, the fucking Romans did this, so I should do this. No, you're just experiencing life through your perspective at any time. So when they say history repeats itself or whatever, I really believe that because people are still people regardless of the year it is or what technology they have.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you think music is gonna sound in the next 10 years?
Oh man, I just hope it doesn't get too digital.
It's gonna sound like robots having sex. That's what's gonna happen. I don't know. That's all I got.
Don't ever say that, man. Don't ever say that again.
Well, what do you think? What do you think shit's gonna be like in 10 years?
You guys are right. It's so sad. I have to really agree with you guys in a way that makes me feel so sad to say, of course, and yes, it will sound like robots. Bam and a bam. Reason why I believe so is because we just, I'm sorry, I don't want to disrespect anybody who uses auto-tune, but it's now more people are loopy and so much at the same time they just overuse the whole, techno. When they use the techno, don't get me wrong, techno, woo, one of the best genres, but like the use of auto-tune is way overused to the point where we can't even hear the artist no more, but we hear what the software is doing. And it's been the one thing that's been really crossing the whole wavelength of music so much that we don't even know what's real no more. Even when you're using your authentic voice, people really be believing that you are a robot now.
Yeah. We should start giving the Grammy to the software. Right? You should just be like Logic Pro gets the Grammy.
So as a producer, I agree with you, but I also disagree with you a little bit. Because
go ahead.
I think if that's your whole sound, then no, that's not good. But I think that having that super auto-tuned sound can be useful for a specific thing. Like if you just want a specific line of a vocal to sound like this, just to give it that sound. So I think about it. So I play guitar before I did anything. So I always think about shit in terms of guitar. That you can play it regular, clean, or you can play it through a distortion or whatever. And the distortion is just to give you that certain vibe, right? So even with the vocal, you can have it totally clean, no auto-tune. It's going to give you more of a real vibe. But if you wanted a specific kind of thing, maybe you would super overdo it just for just to give a certain vibe, but not rely on that necessarily.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Facts. No, for real. I'm just basing it also on the rappers that I know. Jesus Christ. Guys, I'm sorry. I respect all rappers, but jeez,
all of
them with they overuse the tune. It's crazy to a point where I cannot tell if this person is going all full pentatonic or he's going to 2075 already. You know, it's beautiful, but I just like you said, I just fear the fact that now music won't matter to a point where people are just now looking for what sounds cool to a point where cool doesn't sound cool anymore.
Well, that's kind of always what it's been, right? I mean, whatever decade, whatever year, there's always...
It's never, listen, excuse me, hold up. Now, it's never about the mood. People have jumped over from mood to cool to a point where mood doesn't matter no more. Now people, even if you get to a place now, it's what's cool. It's not about what's vibing. No. Because nowadays it's about what's more popular, I believe. Guys, right now, listen, if you listen to, probably, let me make a very dumb example. You can, if you watch Cartoon Network now, Cartoon Network doesn't hit harder than Cartoon Network back in 1996.
No, they don't have Courage the Cowardly Dog anymore.
You know what I mean? Like if they still had an overplay with something that really still makes it seem so real that these cartoons bring you back to home. Same thing with the music; it would still hit home with the mood. Because if you watch Johnny Bravo now and probably try to watch maybe Gumball, it doesn't hit the same, you know.
Right.
Because you
Yeah.
know that Johnny Bravo just made you feel like, damn, I wish one day you get that female, you know. But then it's like when you watch a Gumball, you're like, there's a lot of concepts. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Oh my god! Oh my god! It's like, okay. So like
Yeah.
also with the music, I feel like a lot of people are shifting to too many things at once to a point where they just want to find quickly what's cool so that it sticks. It's like when when okay, excuse me, when I remember when the stock market crashed, right? When America had a great crash, when money was being made, when so much money was being made to a point where like the money that was made was joke money. I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, right? He was speaking that as soon as they made that, the currency didn't have so much strength to a point where when they made fake play money, it
Mm.
really collapsed. Even gold to a point where God's money didn't matter. It's like even when it had, the boom, when everything was going well and stuff, that's when it's like, the Great Gatsby, like the movie
Yeah.
where where everybody's like real good rich and everybody's living well and is in good standard. It's like similar to that. Where like they were fighting, America was like fighting for a strengthened currency that was going to make sure that it keeps it going regardless so that it doesn't fall off. Like how many countries have been disclosed right now, like to say that they have no form of like movement. If I had, okay, don't get me wrong, I'm not a National Geographic type of guy, but like I have like my experience of really knowing that the certain country, like I don't know which Israel country like just got Palestine, I don't know what it is, if I'm not mistaken, got overshadowed by a certain, now it doesn't exist or whatnot because of like current power. And
Right.
now it's similar to the music. It's like this, we're looking for a current sound that has to really stand out to make it look so cool to a point where we're forgetting that vibe was and mood was more important. I don't know. What's your take on that? Probably I might be wrong too, but
Well,
that's my opinion.
yeah, the recording industry now is kind of screwed in a way because we have the internet, and we don't really need them to make it like in the world and stuff. But
Mm.
I'm just gonna say this. Sometimes it's just a question of just getting older. You know what I mean? And you're
Oh,
part of a
yeah.
certain generation, and your generation is getting older. Like now there are 15, 14, 13, 12-year olds. Like I remember when I was 12, 13, 14, you were like 20, 24, you were like old to me. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like those kids are deciding what's dope now, and that's just the way it is. Because when you think about it, like I'm gonna briefly go through music history. Let's say contemporary music in America, right? Okay, let's say with jazz, you bring jazz into the clubs and people are like, that's freaking devil's music. Like what, like whatever happened to real music when you used to actually play, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
they said with jazz.
Yeah, every generation of music, the older people are always like, "What is this?
What
This
is
bullshit."
this? And then rock and roll came in, and Frank Sinatra hated Elvis and was like, and hated what he stood for, and was like, what is that? Like, then Frank Sinatra was the it teenager, right? Like, he was the shit back then, and then Elvis came and was like, what the fuck is that? And then
And Elvis was talking shit about the Beatles.
exactly, and then and then it
Yeah.
just piled on, and then MTV's first video is "Video Killed the Radio Star." So all the radio artists were like, "What the fuck is video? Like, what is that? Like, you don't need that to sell records."
Mm.
And then you had to make a cool video where you probably weren't even that much of a great singer or anything like that. But if you had a cool video and if you looked good, then your music sold. So it's like it just keeps changing and changing and changing. And now it's the autotune question where it's like, wow, these people don't even sound good.
Well, this makes me think of something we were talking about before, as far as the whole authentic self thing. So I feel like it's just, so like artists that would change what they do, like we're saying, like if they're on a label or whatever, if they change what they do, you can maybe change what you do to try to reach a certain coolness or whatever. You're not gonna last as long.
True.
Right? You're not gonna last as long because you're going for this, even though it's not really you. So maybe
Right.
you might get some quicker success,
Right.
and it would drop off.
Yeah, it's a trend. Yeah.
Versus to do it more of like an independent way of like, what you're doing, and you're just gonna do it better than anyone else.
Yeah.
It would take longer to get up.
Yes,
But
yes.
if you do rise up, all those people that came with you, they like you for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't like you for any of that other bullshit. So
Right.
if you can make it through, you're gonna have people that are really fucking riding with
Exactly.
you, regardless of what is cool or not.
And they're always gonna buy your shit, no matter how you promote it. Like if Sade drops an album today, I guarantee all three of us we're all gonna get it, right? and where's she been for the last 10 years, right? Like where's she been?
Yeah.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
I can't wait. I think as soon as she drops, this live would have just went the other way. I think we'd be like, okay, guys, see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. You know
We'll
what
talk
I mean?
later, yeah.
Okay, I want to know from your perspective, do you think people now need labels or they just need to be independent straight out?
Well, it depends what your goal is. Like, if your goal is money, like we were saying before, if you just want fame, if you want money, then you should go try to sign with a major label. Like, if you just want to be able to do the art that you do, and really all you can really do is make the art that you want to and hope that people connect with it. Right? That's all you can really do. And if you do that and you are able to build up that following, then I think it's better to not be on a label.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But if you just want that money and shit and you want that status,
hey man, you should probably consider working for United Masters with all the gems you got. God dang. Continue.
Shit. I don't even know. I think that was my point. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're and it's weird too, like if you're like independent and you've got all the follows and you've got the whole like all that stuff and a big label wants to pick you up, then I wouldn't hate on anybody for doing that. Like go for it. I mean, you may get compromised, you may like not be able to be yourself anymore, but you know.
But again, it's a matter of like what that specific person, what their goals are, what they want to do.
Yeah.
Because you know Chance the Rapper?
Yes, of course.
Well, he fucking proved that you don't need the label. Like he did it all. That's what I'm saying. Is like he built it all. He was doing the underground mixtapes and shit. He was always doing him, and then he just did what he did, and then people found it, and people connected with it, and then he just he rose up, and he became the first person to like win a Grammy without being signed to a label. You know what I mean? So he was the first person to show that you really can do that. It'll be hard. Obviously, it's not guaranteed for nobody.
Yeah.
But it is possible.
Yeah.
You know who actually also did it so well? I'm saying now, if you're in a label, Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean finessed the label crazy. I'm like, 20 million? If I was on his position, goddamn, I'd be set up popping champagne every week just for what I did. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
true.
That's crazy.
That was a huge accomplishment.
Because he had leverage, I feel like. Because he had already came up to like, because he was in like Odd Future and shit, and he did his own shit before, so a lot of people already knew who they were. So he had an audience. So the label wanted his audience.
Right.
So what he could do, see, he's in a situation where he has all these people following, and then he can be like, yeah, so you want my people, right? All right, well, this is what you got to do for me.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, the label is in the position of power.
Right.
But in that case, he was the one that had the clout already. Yeah. He didn't need the label.
Yeah, and I believe that was a Jay-Z thing too. Like Jay-Z got all of his stuff on the street and also with selling and stuff like that. And so he walked into Def Jam with like hundreds of thousands of dollars and was like, okay, well this is what I want. So he was able to get a 51-49, I think, deal with him at the 51 and them at the 49. So sometimes you can do it, like walk in and strong arm them and stuff like that. And be like,
that's dope.
I am the captain now.
It's crazy.
That's funny.
Okay, now I'm gonna get something crazy. I want to know, how did you guys actually meet? What caused you guys to start working together? What was the breakup for you guys? What really created Sight After Dark? What really, and plus the name, Jesus Christ, you guys are so authentic, for real. Jeez, for real. Yep.
You want to go first? I don't know.
You can go first. Yeah.
All right. So.
Oh hell, nah! Don't make it sound like the goddamn.
I don't even. So I moved up here. So I was in a band in Florida for a few years, and they broke up. And I was like, I don't really know what I want to do. Blah blah blah. So my sister, who already lived in New York, she was like, why don't you just come sleep on my couch and like figure it out? So I was like, all right, fuck yeah. So I came up and I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I just know that I want to start a new band. That was all I knew. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I don't know how long it was gonna take. I would be like, it might take years for this shit to happen. You know what I mean? So I got up here. I was like putting up ads and shit on the internet, like Craigslist and shit. Like, yo, I'm trying to start a band, blah blah blah. So like for months, nothing happened with that. And I'm just like, all right, well then I'm just gonna do open mics and shit by myself and kind of like sell myself. Like I'll play a song I wrote, be like, yo, I'm trying to start a band. If you like this shit, you want to start a band, and let's start a band. Yeah.
Dope. So like, wow, that's really amazing.
I mean, yeah, I was just doing that for a couple months until we ended up being at one of the same open mics and we both wanted to start a band. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's basically what it was. Yeah, I was working with other people. It didn't work out, and then it was like the winter season, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go and do it like by myself. I'm just gonna go to the open mics and just do it. So I went, and I think it was like the second time I was at the open mic, and he was at that one, and then I waited till the end, and he said like if anybody's interested in starting a band, and I was just like, oh shit. I was like, somebody else had walked up to him. It was another guitarist that had walked up to you and was like, hey, are you interested in starting a band or whatever? And I was like, well, me too. Like I was like,
For real?
Yeah.
So like, quick. So you were actually independent. Like you were just going to open mics. Did you have like anybody to go with at the time, or were you like single-handed before you met him?
Solo. I was solo by myself. I was carrying beats that I made, beats that I got from people, beats that I made, like things like that. And that was just my only backing track. I had never, at that particular open mic, I had never played an instrument, but I was playing just strumming and stuff like that at certain open mics in Brooklyn.
Let's go.
But I didn't have an accompanist or anything like that. It was just me, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Quick. I feel like in New York, it's so fun to a point where you have a 95% chance to blow up as an artist, no matter what, because it's more people are really on the corporate side and it's digital. Everybody's on their phone. It's so easy. I feel like it's more fun for people to really be, because busy. That side, it's more busy than ever, and people are out and about, and it gives you the chance to really stand out there because everybody's doing something similar to California, if I'm making like sense. Like everybody's out and about, everybody's busy on their phone. So like I feel like you got a 95% chance of blowing up with anything that you really put your heart to. Like for real.
Well, here's the thing. So yes and no, because yeah, like New York, it's fucking everyone's busy here, everyone's getting shit done, but at the same time, everybody else is also getting shit done. So there's a lot, like especially like with music. Like there's competition. I mean, there's only so many big venues and so many big stages and shit, and there's so many people that are trying to come up. So it's like, I think it kind of equals out in the end, to be honest.
Yeah, you have a huge chance. You know, I don't necessarily know if you have a huge chance of like making a whole bunch of money as an artist here in New York. You have a really huge chance of a lot of people knowing who you are, though. Because, like, New York, California, they're, like, wave states, you know? And I don't want to call, like, my home state, like, an opportunist state. But we want to know, like, what's right. We want to know what's the hottest new thing, what's the dopest thing, so I can be a part of it. Like, that's just our mindset here in New York. You're just trained that way, you know? So it's like... So if we really, like, put our feet to the pavement, to the fire, and we went outside, like... 3 times a week and performed like in the subways and stuff like that, we would be fucking huge. We really would be like, and it would be quote unquote easy. Like, but at the same time,
quick question.
People got stuff to do.
Is it like? Excuse me about that.
That's okay.
Is it actually? Who's dying outside? Can y'all check in the window quickly just so we can know?
York.
It's New
York. Every day.
So, like subs currently like under shutdown due to the coronavirus?
Yeah, we haven't played a live show. Well, we played one live show on the sidewalk
outside
a few weeks ago. Besides that, we haven't played a live show since fucking like March.
Yeah.
And that's how we got into all of this, because when this shit shut down, we kind of met and we were like, we need to keep going forward as if we'll never play a show again, because we don't know when the fucking clubs are gonna open again. And that's when we started getting into like the videos, and then we started doing this, because we were like, well, how do we keep our momentum without being able to play shows? So we just started working on music. We started doing videos, we started doing the SightCast, and then it all just kind of has been snowballing from there. But that's really what, the fact that the clubs are closed is the reason why this is even happening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm grateful because I got the opportunity and I'm really breaking it right now. Like it's really fun. So okay, I want to know, do y'all guys know like when the cities is gonna open up and stuff like that, so that y'all can like start getting back?
Yo, they might be shutting it down again.
We're shutting down again. We just got a curfew for the bars and the clubs for this week. They're not allowed to stay as open as they were before, so we have no idea like when
that's what we were saying. It's like when this shit happened, we were like, we can't just wait to do shows again, because then we're just gonna be stagnant.
Yeah.
So we were like, we just gotta keep doing shit as if there are no shows. So then we've kind of we've gotten like a bigger digital footprint, if you will, because physically we couldn't actually go out and do the shit that we had been doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I want to know, when you guys step in the studio, what are like the 5 things you say you might need? Starting with you, my brother. 5 things, and I'm gonna get to you. 5 things you need when you step in the studio.
I need my guitar. I need some water. Okay.
Can't forget that one, of course.
Well, see, here's the thing. So we make all of our own shit. So like when we step into the studio, it's really just my room. So it's like, I don't know. I need my computer. I need my microphone. I need my fucking guitar and I said that already, but in just all of our equipment, really. Like I walk in, I'm like, I got this. Okay, we're good to go.
Yeah. Okay, on your side?
All right, I need a notebook with a pen. I need some water. I need the headphones, definitely, and a mic, and sometimes an instrument.
All I need is one mic. What's yours?
Cool. Okay, for me, literally, I just need a mic. I need a laptop. I need to make sure that I make a fire beat. That's like the third part.
Yeah.
I need water more than anything. I don't smoke, so I don't smoke. So like, what else do I need? At least a snack. I need a snack just to really when I'm just. You know what? Let me say something crazy. Why I need a snack is this. Every time I'm done finishing recording a song, I need to sit far away from the laptop and the speakers and everything to just blend in. And while I'm crunching on that, munching and enjoy myself, just to listen. More than being the artist, I want to be the present person, the third person listening to the song. Because if I become the first person still listening as an artist, I won't really judge myself clearly of if I did it correctly or not. I'll still be on some. Let me listen to my voice. Let me listen to how I made the beat. You know what I mean? So I gotta step away whenever I'm done recording a song.
That's something we talk about kind of all the time, because when you're making a song, it's one thing if you're working with the producer, because the producer's like, we're doing this. Right. But if you're also the one producing it, you can be working on a song literally fucking forever. There's always something you can do. There's always another thing. Oh, well, let me tweak this a little bit. Let me boost this, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But at some point, you just got to be like, this is it.
Yeah.
Like, this is the song. or you can go crazy with that shit.
Right.
And it's so hard to be able to take a step back and try to hear it as an objective, like, observer. So I totally see what you're saying. Just like, sit back, grab a snack. You're like, okay, let me just see if I vibe to it. And not just like be so critical, like, oh, well, this note was off, this note, you know what I mean? So I totally see what you're saying.
One thing I won't lie about though is I do have the condition where after I'm done with the song, and I won't act like I'm always on the third person side, even though it helps me more than anything. But whenever I'm done making a song, that what you just mentioned, it hits. The first person hits always like, yo, boost that a bit. No, do that. Always, I gotta touch and leave. But then as soon as I'm done, I have to always teach myself to sit back and then get back to it tomorrow because I got a fresh ear. But if I still have the 3 hours that I was sitting on the laptop with like the same experience, I won't even hear the mistakes at all. Period.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll hear them. I just need to like cover. I need to like look down and I need to like go like this. And for some reason, I can hear.
Yeah, I gotta.
My girlfriend does that.
Some weird thing. I don't know.
Just the picture of the song is really making, giving you the image of making the whole frequency stand out more than just the song being the song.
I think
so. Yeah.
I used to do a thing where I would pass it by. Like I would play the song and I would leave the room and I would just like pretend I entered the room, or I would like pass the song by. Like what does it sound like as I'm like living?
That's dope. That's so dope. No, that's dope. I feel like that's the best. I should try that one. Like I need to go to the kitchen next time and just play the song from the kitchen and just listen. Probably if I had my song from down the street, would I actually vibe to it?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, for real. So okay, I want to know, do you guys have spirit animals that you trust in, that you know that if I got this animal next to me, I'm lit, I'm good?
Oh, an actual animal outside of us, or the animal that we think we are?
That you feel like you would be good with it if it had to be with you personally.
Oh, a dog all the time. They're like just a dog.
Oh, like just to chill? Like just to chill, or like?
Yeah, what I think I am is like some type of cat, but like a dog, like I would chill with.
So quick. Do you think now the dog would vibe with you I mean, if like, I know, do you think the dog would bother you since you have a personality saying that it might branch off to being a cat?
Yes, I've never met an animal that doesn't like me. Okay, they love me.
Wow, nice.
They like me.
Yeah, man. And my mom is disturbing me. I'm sorry, guys. She just wants to enter the whole thing.
Tell her we said what's up.
Hi, Mom.
Good. Yeah. And no, it's not about mom, it's about me. It's not us, it's about us. Yeah. Let's get to us. Anyway, so okay, cool.
Wait, what would yours
I want to know
be?
before we can. Yeah, koala. I would love a koala. I want to get a koala, but it's so like I feel that I cannot have it because it's a wild animal. They say so, but I feel like they're so cute, they're so loving, and they're just so slow and baby. You know, I don't have the right. You know, but yeah, I just love koalas.
That'd be fun for sure.
Yeah. Aww.
Yeah, for real. Okay, before I want us to play a game before I can like also like drop off because I was actually before you guys called. I'm busy with my brother's project, just like finalizing it. That's why I had to step off from where I was and everything. I want us to play a little game called Choose One, because you guys once played Choose One before, and you chose something over something. And I'm gonna start with this question. Choose one: love or money?
Aw, love.
I remember that one. I was like, oh yeah, that's so go. Cool. Okay, choose one. Learn how to fly, or be able to breathe underwater.
Fly.
Oh man.
I'll fly for sure.
Oh man. I might go underwater.
Underwater?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, you gotta answer these too. You can't just be quizzing us.
Okay, for real, I want to learn how to breathe underwater, but I'm scared for one thing. If I breathe underwater, them sharks might come out, like they might come off the mirrors and shit. I might be the next, hunted more than being the hunter in that motherfucker. So it's crazy. So I think flying would be a choice, but how the hell am I going to survive if the whole world is under flood?
Eagles are birds of prey as well.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Eagles aren't as big as sharks though.
No, but they're fast.
That's true. I'll wear like a helmet when I fly, so that
Hopefully, I'll be like a seal with a shark, right, where they go under the belly and break the cartilage. Hopefully, I can do that while I breathe underwater.
Can I be a dolphin?
Dolphins do that.
Dolphins are smart as shit.
Let's go. Okay, next question. TV or radio?
Radio.
Cool.
Just, I mean, it depends. I think it depends on what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Like if I'm just trying to zone out, then it'll be TV. But if I'm trying to like do things, I would love. I do things better when there's music in the background.
Yeah, I just love my imagination.
Yeah.
I love my imagination,
Yeah.
so that's why I just went with radio.
So it depends. If I'm really like, because if there's really a time, we're always working and shit. If there's really a time, I'm just like, I got like an hour to just do fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Like. I might watch TV because I'm like, I just need to zone the fuck out.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing shit, then radio for sure.
Yeah, I like daydreaming and stuff like that. So it's like I hear something, I'm just
That's dope. You're like close to like you might even step out your own body and just see yourself and be like, damn, I'm actually real daydreaming. It's crazy. So anyway, my side is radio. I prefer radio, but I have this bad tendency that when I eat, I want to watch something and I want to stop that for real. For like that really kills me more than anything.
Yeah.
Because I've been watching this new Lil Dicky series. Dave, hi, I'm Dave or something.
I've seen some of it. I haven't seen all of it.
It's actually
what a
funny.
fucking
Very
funny guy.
So like, that's what I really want to step out of. From like, as you're saying, I just want to like now be able to listen and channel everything into myself more than using my eyes to see stuff every time. So like for real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I want to say real quick. So usually, I don't know what's happening. Usually, there's an hour time limit on Instagram Live, but it's not counting us down right now. So I don't think we're getting kicked off. But I just wanted to say that if we get cut off in the middle of something, it was Instagram. It wasn't us.
Yes, and it was great talking to you. Just in case we get cut off, we love you.
Yo, this network is failing. Oh my god.
No, you're still here.
Oh, my network is. Oh my god. Yeah, my network is failing. It's okay, guys. We shouldn't make this too long. I had fun more than anything. I love you guys more than anything. Y'all guys are just dope. Y'all are the best. I wish to do this again. I'm going to invite more people to really come and join y'all and work with y'all. Y'all are just over the moon. Y'all made my night. Even my friends just left. I heard the gate opening. I'm like, oh. Yeah, for real. Like, what time is it that time right now?
4.
It's 11 here on my side.
It's 4 o'clock.
All right. Yeah, I don't know if y'all guys do hit the but 420. Enjoy yourself if you do. If you don't, just chill in the vibe.
We will.
All right, it's been real. It's been a great time. We appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, Fortune.
For real, being a blessing. I love y'all guys. Just keep positive. Let the world shape y'all before it actually, collapses, and just enjoy yourself. All right.
All right. True. Peace.